So, I'm staying in a campsite, in a cabin in a campsite for the weekend at Wanaka. And this, I've not stayed in this one before. It's always a question as to whether their disabled access actually really is disabled access. This is the bathroom. Now, the bathroom's not doing too bad, but unless you move every 10 seconds, the light goes off. The bloody doors are not wheelchair friendly. The wheelchair only smidgenly fits through and I often have to stand up and push it myself. I'm really not sure how I'm going to fare with this. Gutter, steep ramp. Oh my God. There is no goddamn way a wheelchair user could get up that ramp. I tried forwards, there's no way I even had the strength to even do it. And the wheelchair was tipping because it's too steep. So I had to go backwards and push myself, as well as my hands, push myself with my remaining foot. There is no way your average wheelchair user could get up that ramp. A beautiful day for a swim in Lake Wanaka, I would say. Almost perfect conditions. Just on my way down to the start line. Although the leg doesn't fit very well, I am wearing it because it makes getting around easier than a wheelchair. It's the first time I have had shorts on, so you can see the whole prosthetic leg.
And I put it in the bottom of my desk. And I tried to think about arranging to present it to Simon, and then we had COVID. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to present it to Simon. So it's his medal for Ireland to Scotland, which he did in July 2017 in 11 hours and 56 minutes. So.
Simon, congratulations from me too. Well done. So I'd like one of those, but it ain't gonna happen.
So I got this, and I'm feeling pretty chuffed with myself. Today was my first event as a para-athlete. Now, the swim itself I was never worried about. It was the mechanics of the event. Not knowing how it normally would work, not knowing the best way to do it because I've never done it. People that were helping were like, okay, what do you need us to do? I was like, no. But we worked it out. So the idea was to get through. Basically, I did not care where I came, first, last, whatever, and that is very unusual for me, but I genuinely didn't. I just wanted to be in an event situation out in the lake and back doing what I used to do before all these horrors happened. I had a pen before we started the race you had to go into, and they got me a chair so I could sit and wait rather than have to stand up. Then my crutches were taken and off of me when I sat down in the water and taken to the finish line, and then away I went. Now, I haven't done a race for a long time that has had as many as 160 people in a swim start. This used to be totally normal for me. I didn't really know how I would fare compared to other people because it's been so long. I've not been working on speed. I've only been working on getting my swim fitness back, doing lots of Ks. So I positioned myself out of the way as best I could, and I was at the back of the wave, probably on the way to the first buoy. But within the first 300 or 400 meters, I got into my stride. I was doing my usual arm pattern and breathing pattern and looking up, and everything was going well. According to my Strava, if you follow me on Strava, I swam in pretty damn straight line, and was the distance is pretty much darn near spot on, which if you have ever swum in open water, you'll know how difficult that actually is. So I started off at my own speed, didn't care what everybody was doing, caught a few people up on the way as they started to flag and had set off too fast and that sort of thing. Then I got caught by the 5 and 10k swimmers as the leaders of those races as they were coming round. Didn't care. The water was flat, it was sunny, and there was a bit of a swell at the back end of Ruby Island, but other than that it was pretty darn sweet. It's probably the best conditions I've ever been in out there, because it's notorious for being windy down here at Lake Wanaka. Got round the far end of the lake, and I knew that the finish chute was white, and I was aiming for the right hand side of it, which gave me a really clear indicator to look for. But what we need to sort of figure out is how to make me identifiable. Now, I thought I was waving at the finish line with some obviousness, but obviously I was not, because they couldn't see me and recognize me from the swim stroke rather than anything else. So I'm going to have to ponder over how to make myself more recognizable, so that whoever is the handler standing in the water waiting for me to come back knows which one is me, especially when everybody's hat's the same color and they all have black wetsuits. Pondered over it, and I'm not really totally sure. I was wondering about whether I should get a swim buoy, but you know, the ones that open water swimmers use, just so that I can be identified but from the others, because mostly only the people who use those was children. But I don't know if you've got any bright ideas. So it all went absolutely to plan. I didn't have any trouble anywhere. I didn't have to stop, or I didn't have any panic, nothing at all. And my swim time came in at 59 and something seconds. Now, when I started off and I said I was going to be about an hour, that's pretty darn near spot on. The only thing we need to probably work on is how to get out of the water. I probably lost about 30 seconds trying to sort that out. Using a chair was useful for getting up off the ground, but it did slow things down a little bit, and using crutches in water with moving stones is pretty tricky too. So I'm not really sure what the solution is for that. I'll have to think about it, but I'm pretty chuffed. And yes, there were tears, because it was a massive milestone for me, because I've been through so much, and I never thought I'd be able to get back to where I used to be, and I'm not there yet, but it was a darn big step in getting there. So what I now need to do is work on the prosthetic leg, let time take its healing process through, and then maybe I'll be able to start getting on a bike and stuff like that too. I was also recognised by a couple of people, again, that I didn't know, by my t-shirt. I was wearing the black one that I had done recently that says 1 foot in the grave on the back. Some people said that the prosthetic leg, even though I thought it looked obvious, didn't look obvious as a prosthetic leg, which I suppose when I looked back at the pictures it doesn't really, which is quite cool. Yeah, so I'm planning to do about 45 minutes so far in the Challenge Wanaka swim, because it's slightly shorter. And I was speaking to the event organisers of the Legend, which is in March, and don't know what the time is for that yet. I'll have to decide closer to the time. So, feeling pretty triumphant today. It's been a really good day. The sun is still shining, and it's time to celebrate.